Hi, Carol here with Everspruce. Today I am thrilled to announce a new powerful feature that has been highly requested by our users. Do you struggle with keeping track of your valuables and your belongings in your home? Do you use spreadsheets and manual documents to keep track of your items? Well, I think it's time for an upgrade. You need to upgrade your home inventory system to the Everspruce Home Inventory app. And the best part is you don't have to start from scratch. With this easy Everspruce solution, you can easily import all your data into a spreadsheet and import that into the Everspruce app. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you how easily that can be done in the step-by-step guide video. Besides this video, I've also created a blog post on the everspruceapp.com website where you can easily follow along and see this comprehensive step-by-step guide on how to import your data from a spreadsheet into the Everspruce app. So first, simply go to Everspruce website, which is everspruceapp.com, and you want to go to the blog section of the app, and then you will want to scroll down to the blog post that is titled Import Home Inventory Entries with Everspruce, a Step-by-Step Guide. So go ahead and click on that, and then you're going to scroll down and you can see that there's a comprehensive step-by-step guide on this blog post of what you need to do. So we'll quickly just go through a few of the steps to help you get started. But you should use this blog post as your main reference. So go ahead and we'll go to step 1, and you're going to click on the spreadsheet, and then you're going to see it has headers A through N, and then we'll quickly just go through the important ones, and then there's some that are just self-explanatory. So here we're going to start in column A. It says email, and this is your email address that you use to log into the Everspruce app. Okay. And then you're going to go to column B and the entry name. So this entry name is what you are naming your area, box, and if you are new to Everspruce, Everspruce has a 3-tiered system, which is area is like your garage, your main room, where you are storing your items, okay? It's basically the room or the space where you are storing your items, and that's what the area is. And then box can be an actual box, a bin, a basket, or it could be a shelf, like I have in this example here, cabinet or drawer. So don't limit yourself to the box, just being a physical box. Okay. And then you also have an item, which can be holiday item. One physical item here in my example is a hammer. So you will be copying and pasting from your spreadsheet or typing it in to the spreadsheet, depending on what system you already have in your home inventory. And then column 3 is the entry type. And like I said before, Everspruce is a 3-tiered system. You got area, box, or item. So here you're going to tell Everspruce what this entry name is. Is it an area, box, or item? And then column A, B, and C needs data. You have to have data in these 3 columns for this import to work. Okay, so this 3 pieces of information is mandatory. And then the rest is voluntary. Okay, so if you want more descriptions in your entries, then columns D through N is going to be where you would input that data. And the headers tell you what information Everspruce will need from you. So here in the entry description text, in my example here, this garage is an area that is located in London. Okay, and this top shelf is also an area, and my description is top shelf of garage. Okay, and then here, box 1 is a box. Entry description, I just use example Christmas items. Okay, and then we can go down here and get more specific to the item. So entry name is holiday items. Item is my entry type. And then here I put more description of ornaments, costumes, wreath, so whatever you want. Okay, so now column E. This is where it gets a little bit more complicated. Okay, so like I said, Everspruce is a tiered system. So the parent entry will be associated with the entry name. Okay, so garage doesn't have a parent in my system because garage is the top tier. Okay, so it doesn't need a parent. And then here, top shelf is also an area, but I want this top shelf area to be associated with this parent garage, the top tier. And then this box 1, entry name, entry type is a box. I want the parent of this box to be the top shelf. So when I open the Everspruce app and I look up box 1, I will know it's in the top shelf of the garage. And then here's more simple examples. So in this example is toolbox, entry type box. These are the entry descriptions of the items in this box that I have decided to choose. And the parent for this box is the top shelf. And these holiday items, entry type is an item, they are located in this parent, box 1, which is here. So when I search holiday items, I will find box 1, and box 1 will tell me in the app that is in the top shelf of the garage. Okay? And then columns F through N, it gets very specific. So you can go through those yourself and see if you want to have this much information. It's mostly item related. So that will be up to you if you want to have this much information when you import it into the Everspruce app. So the more information you put here, the less information you will have to do when you open the Everspruce app. Okay, so let's go over one more example here. So here again, email, the email that you use to log into Everspruce. And this entry name is called top shelf. Okay, and then for this example, area, the entry type. In the entry description, I'm saying top shelf of garage. We want the top shelf to be nested under garage. So we're going to put garage as the parent under the parent entry name column. This way, when you navigate the garage entry, you'll see the top shelf entry underneath it. And conversely, when you navigate to top shelf in Everspruce, you will see it is nested under the garage entry. Make sure the entry name garage from row 2 and the parent entry name garage for row 3 are spelled exactly the same to establish the relationship between each other. So spelling is very important when you're inputting your data. Okay, so when we import the data, these two names need to match here. Garage and garage needs to be spelled exactly the same. Okay, so let's do one more example. We can do this one, box 1. Okay, again, put your email that you use to log into Everspruce. In this example, we'll put box 1 as the entry name. Add the entry description. And here I've decided to use Christmas items, and the parent to this box will be the top shelf. That way, when you navigate to the top shelf entry in Everspruce, you'll see box 1 entry underneath it. And then conversely, when you navigate box 1, you will see it is nested under the top shelf entry. Make sure the entry name top shelf for row 3 and the parent entry name top shelf for row 4 are spelled exactly the same to establish this relationship between each other. I mentioned that before. So it's very important when we're establishing relationships, everything is spelled exactly the same. So maybe it's best to copy and paste so less is the chance of any discrepancies. And again, I highly recommend reading the whole step-by-step guide in the blog post before you get started. That way you have a clear understanding of how this import will work.
Now that you've added all your entries, the next thing to do is to send an email with the subject line import entries to carol@everspruceapp.com and make sure to include your spreadsheet link. It usually takes us 24 to 72 hours to process your import, but on weekends and holidays, it may take us a little bit longer. Once we process your entries, you will receive an email from us to let you know that the import is complete, and you will be able to view your entries in the Everspruce app. And I also wanted to mention as a disclaimer that there will be no photos associated with the entries. So you'll just have to go back and go ahead and take photos of all your entries that you want to, just so you have a visual representation of your entries. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was very helpful to understand how the new import feature will work, but I would highly recommend reading the blog and going through it step by step before you get started, and then using this video as another reference point. Happy organizing.